hospitals, and many civilian homes destroyed. The Israeli airstrike come after 18 months of total siege over Gaza ghetto, which is home of over 1.5 million Palestinians. Our media lead us to believe that Hamas was the one who broke the truce. Israel broke the truce by an incident of killing a Palestinian and kept Gaza borders closed, starving, and overpopulated. Israel controls Gaza's 5 crossing points, which keeps the Gazans locked in open air prisons. Israelis' blockage has caused a humanity crisis. For almost 2 years, the Gazan people have had limited access to food, water, electricity, medicine, and fuel. Palestinians are banned from traveling outside Gaza, even those in dire need of medical care. What should the Palestinians do when they starve? What should they do when they cannot find bread or feed their children because of the borders are closed? What should they do when their parents die because of lack of medicine? How long can they wait for Israel to open their borders and allow needed supplies in? What would you do if you live under those conditions? While we do not condone the shelling of Israeli cities, these rockets are an act of desperation by desperate people defending themselves. According to the crisis statement issued on Gaza by Richard Falk, UN Special Rapporteur for Human Rights in Occupied Territories, the Israeli airstrike on Gaza Strip represents severe and massive violations on international humanitarian laws as defined in the Geneva Convention, both in regard the obligation of the occupying power and in the requirement of the law of war. Those international violations include starvation and imprisonment of civilians for over 2 years, collective punishment targeting civilians, deliberate military aggression. This military campaign was one that had been planned for months and was not in response of rocket attacks by Hamas. Israel, since the withdrawal in 2005, have controlled Gaza's 5 crossing points, which kept Gazans locked in an open-air prison. Israel's 2-year blockage has caused a humanitarian crisis. In the last 2 months, this blockage has become absolute, completely denying the Gazan people access to food, water, electricity, medicine, and fuel. Palestinians, including those in dire need of Medicare care, are banned from traveling outside Gaza. The United States grants Israel over $3.2 billion in military aid annually in violation of the U.S. Arms Export Control Act of 1976, which prohibits military aid to a country that contributes to the escalation of conflict. The American people are paying for Israel's government aggression. Our tax money is being shipped from America's vital programs, including those partnering in health, education, jobs, and environment. We call for the immediate cessation of the massive, disappointing bombing campaign and end to the U.S. support of the blockage of the Gaza Strip. We urge our government to uphold the American value of fairness and to engage in reverse diplomacy to bring the parties toward peaceful and just resolution. I have a brother from the Muslim American Society. Hazem Saeed would like to speak.
My friends, we are here today to stand by the victims of the current war in the Middle East. This war, my friends, did not start a few days ago. This war, my friends, is not against a terrorist organization. This is a war that started more than 2 years ago, and it is a war against the will of the people. It's the war because the people made a free choice, but that choice was against what governments wanted. And instead of applying the principles of freedom, democracy that we championed, it was decided to fight and punish the people who made that choice. My friends, the choice of people should be respected. We hear that we should not have any talks or conversations. Are these the principles that we champion in 21st century? It is okay to send F-16 dropping half-ton bombs and one-ton bomb over a population of 1.5 million. That is okay, but conducting civilized conversations and talks, that is not okay. It is against American principles to talk with the elected representatives of people, but it is not against American representatives to send Apache helicopters killing and destroying schools and places of worship. My friends, it is said that the purpose of this current bombing are rockets. My friends, this is a continuation of mass punishment of 1.5 million people who wanted to live in dignity, who wanted to live in freedom, who wanted to have their choice heard. We are the land of the free. What we champion should be the respect of the will of the people. Our government should put pressure on the Israeli government to stop the methods of the 15th century and to talk and use methods of 21st century. If the Israeli government is having problem with the Palestinian people, the solution is not the Apache helicopter, the solution is not the F-15 and F-16, the solution is either to talk or to take them to the international court. It's very amazing, my friends, to know that despite the Israeli government representatives saying that what the Palestinian people and their representatives have been doing is illegal, they never took them to international court. What this tells us, my friend, is that one of two things. Either it's a continuation of the lies that's being propagated and there is no case and what the government is doing is wrong and need to stop, or that someone wants us to live in the 21st century in bombs and destruction as a method of solving our conflicts. We are here today, my friends, to stand for two things. We are here to say that we are behind all those victims. And we are also here to say that as we start in the 21st century, we are calling for a change. This country voted for a change 2 months ago. And we insist that this coming century be a century of change. A century where people's will and decision is respected, whether we agree with it or we don't agree with it. A century where talks, conversations, and civilized means are used, not the F-16 and the F-15 and the Apache. A century where the government of the United States of America will champion the American values of freedom, free of choice, not just at home, but also abroad. But we know, my friends, that this is a struggle that we went through here at home, and a struggle that we have to go through abroad, to put the pressure on our government to stand up for the true American values. The American values and the American law prevents an Apache helicopter to destroy mosques and schools. The American values say when a free election is conducted in a territory, the choice of the people is respected. Recognizing what the people choose, talking to them, dealing with them as proper government, whether we like them or we not. May God bless all of you who are here today. This time and effort that you are putting, the hands that are raising the signs, the voices that are cheering, the words that you are saying to those around you, all of these are being your balance of good deeds. All of these you will be rewarded for it, because we also stand for God. And God says peace. God doesn't say destruction. God says to stand for the truth, not to spread lies. God says to say and do the right thing, even if it's against your friend. Nobody's objecting that we have a friend in this country, in the Middle East. If our government and the Israeli governments are friends, God say when your friend does wrong, you have to tell them you've done wrong, and you have to stop them. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
Allahu Akbar! 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 Allahu Akbar!
My name is Amin Shafi, and I'm here as a Palestinian American. I want to begin my conversation with you by thanking all the friends of the Palestinian people who took the time today to come here and show solidarity. Solidarity with the people of Palestine, regardless of what your religion is, whether you are Muslim, Christian, or Jewish. I am ashamed to be today to say that the government of the United States is standing by and encouraging the massacre of the Palestinian people. The massacre of the Palestinian people, the massacre of children. There's estimated at least 80 or so women and children who've been killed. Today, there are attacks, continuous attacks, on all the institutions of the Palestinian people in Gaza. Israel, this is a continuation of Israel's attack against not only the people of Gaza, but against the Palestinian people in the West Bank as well as in Gaza. Israel has been engaged in targeted assassinations against the people of Palestine for the last 60 years, since its inception. Israel continues to occupy the land of the people of Palestine, continues to deny the people of Palestine the right to self-determination, and the action against the people of Gaza is the action against a government that was elected. The government, the Hamas government was elected. The elections were monitored by very prominent American people, including His Excellency President Jimmy Carter. And there were international monitors from throughout the world who saw that these elections were free and the people elected the government that is represented in Gaza. Whether we like the Hamas people or not, whether we agree or disagree with the people of Hamas, nonetheless, the government in Gaza was a freely elected government, and the people of Palestine expressed their view to support that government. You don't have to like the government of Hamas. The President of the United States need not agree with the government of Hamas, but he should not agree to the massacre of Palestinians by sending 2-ton bombs, F-16s, Apache helicopters that rain destruction and death on the people of Palestine, in their houses, in their schools, in their mosques, in their churches, wherever they are being targeted by a massive onslaught of unprecedented weaponry. And they're massacring these people whole scale. And the media and the rest of the world is standing by. The European Union should be ashamed of itself. The United Nations should be ashamed of itself. Our government elected officials here in Cincinnati, in Ohio, and in the United States Senate should be ashamed of themselves. The people of Palestine are a heroic people. They have been struggling for self-determination, for freedom, since 1947 and before. And they are determined to continue. There is no war against the Palestinian people that will deny them the right to self-determination. They are determined to continue their struggle until Palestine is free. And they are heartened by the Jewish people that stay on their side. They are heartened by the Christian people throughout the world who stand on the side of the Palestinian people. The Palestinian people and the Palestinian struggle is the most dignified struggle there is. The Palestinian people, a very small population of the world, has continued to struggle without despair, and they continue to demand of the world its best values. If President Bush believes in democracy, why is he unleashing this massive weaponry against the Palestinian people who have expressed through a democratic process their views about who should rule them? I want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank and applaud and continue to encourage my Palestinian brothers and sisters. And at this time, I would like to invite Sister Alice from the Inter-Community Council to give a word or two.
The Inter-Community Justice and Peace Center. One of the things that we should have learned as a civilized group of people is that human rights never arrive via bombs. That's not the way it's done. We should know that war does not lead to happiness, that terror does not lead to safety. All of these things are lost at the present time in the struggle in Palestine. Human beings are dying. Human beings are living in terror. People who allow or bring terror into the lives of other people are indeed promoters of terror. Therefore, it must stop. And we call today for a complete ceasefire, a time for people to get together, to talk to each other, to acknowledge the humanity of each one, to acknowledge that every person made by God has a place here on this earth, and that place on the earth should be safe for them and for their children. We call for rulers all over the world, including here in the United States, to be willing to have the courage to stand up for peace, to stand up for dialogue, and to defend the least among us, the ones who are under attack. Thank you.
Point out that this is not a matter of religion. This is a matter of human rights. More kids and women and innocent people are being killed in Gaza than Hamas leaderships. What does it take for people to realize that? Inform yourself, get online, read the newspaper, see exactly what's going on. It's a massacre. People are getting teared, there's bloodshed everywhere, and just not right. In this country, the animals, cats and dogs, got more rights than our people that live in Palestine. So I wanted to end this with a moment of silence, but then I told myself, enough silence. We don't need no silence, we need action. We need to pass out the word to everybody that doesn't know.
وجزء القلب يعطيكم يهديكم في عيني وجزء القلب يعطيكم تمسك بالذي أحيا نصيبي من معاصيكم وناديكم أشد على أيديكم وأبوس الأرض تحت نعالكم وأقول أكفيكم